Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you are watching the Global Market Update. It's January 13, 2021. Let us begin. So you are seeing all-time highs after all-time highs, and actually if you go to the Faces Trader profile, this is my Twitter channel, you could see a lot of notifications rising from our Awesome10X testimonials. You've got people slowly creeping up to about 300%. Thank you to Xpeng, which is now accounting 15% of my portfolio, helping me increase from just 200% up to 250%. I just sleep at night and wake up with these gains. God bless you. Also, we are sharing a few SPACs that are about to erupt even further. Take note on Subversive, SBVCF, trading at a new 52-week high. SOAC, also known as Sustainable Opportunities Acquisition, trading at 11.7. VCVC, which is a warrant, is actually, it is a unit from about 10x Capital Investors, which is also a SPAC, is now trading at 11. Your ALAC, which is also a SPAC, also known as Solar Max, is also trading at 15.69. Finally, your new NIU, which is an EV scooter, is also trading at all-time highs here at about 41.50. So you can notice that most of these companies are already held by Awesome10X inside our inner circle, and we are happy to share that most of our company picks are actually having a large price movement on the upside. Last night, actually, we got a very good news that ACTC, which is ArcLight Cleantech, actually happened to be the SPAC or the acquisition company for Proterra. So ACTC, most of the companies actually rose somewhere in the zone of 100 to 200% overnight as the market truly liked ACTC to be the blank check company that will house Proterra. Take note that ACTC, we were buying somewhere at about 11 and 12. And last night, it traded as high as $25.20 for ACTC. ACTCU, which is the unit, was actually up to $29. Those who got in here at about $12 or even earlier at about 11 are now sitting at about $11 to $30, almost 2x return. You've also got ACTC warrants, which went more up, like from about $2. Let's say you bought it at $1, $2. It's now trading at about $8. Why the hype on ACTC? ACTC is Proterra bus. It's good to see actually the news straight from the horse's mouth. But I think Chamath was also very happy on this. He said that he just made his biggest investment in climate change. ACTC is merging with Proterra, helping take it public. He led the $415 million PIPE. It's called private investment in public equity. Proterra is already North America's #1 electric bus OEM. The company's technology, their lead, and their revenues is a no-brainer for me. This is an attachment of my one-pager review on Proterra. For those who aren't aware, Proterra has a lot of pictures. It is an electric bus. Basically, this is it. A lot of people are doing memes on the electric bus because of how huge last night it went. But definitely, I like following Daniel Johnson. You could see that this is a more definitive growth play. Commercial vehicle electrification drives substantial revenue growth. You can read more on Proterra's financials straight on their own presentation here and the press release. So clean transition ACTC combining with Proterra in a deal valued at $1.6 billion. There's a lot of EV sustainability SPACs. We've seen a lot of them go up in value. You'll see that SPACtrack is saying that Switchback ChargePoint has rallied already to about $44. Take note of the following. CAIG, aka Arrival, has rallied to $26. NGA, which is Lion Electric, has rallied to $29. ArcLight, which is Proterra, is now trading at $23 or $29. Market cap post-merger is about $5.5 billion. Star Peak, which is STAM, is now trading at $34. TPGY, aka EV Box, is now trading at $3.3 billion, here at $24. Forum Merger 3 is electric last mile solution, still at 13. You want to actually enter and look at about some of the names that are in the 12 to 13 region before they go $20. Actually, I haven't studied, but I'm aware that Forum Merger, which is the one that handled FMCI, which is which became Tattooed Chef, is actually a very legit SPAC sponsor. So they actually clearly look for companies that are really in their, what should I say, that have the ability to really outperform the market. So a lot of people are so happy with ACTC. Of course, some people also sold their warrants, which went really huge last night. These are all Biden beneficiaries. So let's read the exact electrification of Proterra. You could see here, ArcLight Clean Transition. It's a 53-page presentation, but it's easy to actually understand. Our mission is to advance electric vehicle technology to deliver the world's best performing commercial vehicles. Innovation, Proterra powered. We are the following. ArcLight is combining with Proterra. Proterra team, you've got Jack Allen. He is from Navistar and Valspar. Dustin Grace from Tesla and Honda. Chief Financial Officer came from PricewaterhouseCoopers, AMG, and this one. Aaron Chu, the VP for Investor Relations, worked for Tesla and Solar City. And the ArcLight Transition team the president is Jake Earhart and Marco Gatti, who worked for ArcLight Schroders and Warburg Pincus. It's got a strong balance sheet with about $900 million of cash at the closing price. So ArcLight, you've got top-tier leaders like these. You've got Daniel Revers, Arno Harris, Audrey Lee, Steven Birkenfeld, Brian Gonsher. So the due diligence was done, who we are. Let's see. They've got a track record of enabling commercial vehicle electrification. They've got an integrated tech ecosystem. They've already proven to have 16 million real-world service miles, 1,000 plus vehicles, 50% market share on the electric transit bus, and they've got 54 megawatt charging installations. It's called the Proterra Energy Fleet Solutions. They are of the view that there remains a huge market appetite for these buses because a lot of states are targeting 100% zero emissions by 2050 or about 20 to 30 years. And they believe that they have the lowest vehicle operating costs. This is correct. Maintenance is very low in electric buses, and they can actually reduce electric battery costs by 85% over time with a $260 billion global emerging commercial electric vehicle market. Who are their current partners? They're already working with Daimler, Van Hool, Bustech, Optimal. They currently have revenues already of $200 million with a projected CAGR of about 70%. You already have at least $1 billion of orders and backlog with a 25% gross margin. And similarly, you already have the best-in-class partners such as Daimler, BMW Ventures, Franklin Templeton Investments, Constellation Generation, Kleiner Perkins, and Edison International. In terms of the strong network effect, wise Proterra is saying that we win. We win because we've got the lowest cost, we've got a purpose-built vehicle platform, and we have a turnkey suite of hardware and software solutions for these commercial vehicle and transit fleet owners. If you are a bus operator, chances are Proterra Bus is going to be your clientele, and you're going to switch to Proterra. In fact, Proterra is called the Tesla of buses. So I'm not surprised why it actually went 100% or 200%. In fact, a lot of our Awesome10X clients are actually holding on to this one. We actually have Kel. We actually thought that QELL was going to be Proterra Bus. Nonetheless, even if Kel didn't become Proterra Bus, and happily we got ACTC as well anyway, I do believe that people are still willing to hold on to their Kel, and I still held my Kel because I believe that the company of Kel Acquisition would actually acquire still a sustainability and EV focused SPAC rather than actually change their mission and vision. So at the end of the day, whether it be, I'm happy that our strategy with SPACs is we look for credible and highly and very good quality management so that if they say that they're looking for sustainable opportunities in the EV sector, we are already actually buying them even before the actual company is shared. Example, I'll tell you what. SOAC, which is Sustainable Opportunities Acquisition Corp. We've bought it already at 10.6, seeing that the risk is probably in the zone of about 60 or just 6% versus the reward option of about 100 to 200%, especially if you take a look at the credible management behind SOAC. So typically, it really starts from there. Find the management, find the sponsor, find the secular trend that they also believe in. And at the end of the day, what we do is we allocate about 3% of our portfolio into these types of opportunities for some best in class, low risk, high reward items. Now, let's take a look at what Proterra has done. Proterra has said that what we do isn't easy. We already have the quality, the safety, the performance, and the highest competitive total cost of ownership. We already have a decade of experience with an advanced manufacturing capacity and an end-to-end solution with 54 megawatts installed at 450 plus charge points. So innovation DNA meets the manufacturing expertise. These are our differentiators. To do. Manufacturing capabilities are in place and are at scale. They've already got advancements on their R&D and 81 patents. And so this is really a most impossible moat that the other competition will have a hard time of beating. In terms of like buses and long haul fleets, take note that I actually like Ballard at about 17. Now it's trading at 35. And so you can just see that most of the companies continue to be at all-time highs, hashtag winners win. Most of the time, these sectors, we just really held on to them. I'll show to you companies that we continue to hold in the electric zone. Sorry, guys. I didn't notice that I got cut. Where was I actually cut? I was discussing Proterra Bus. I was also discussing Xpeng Motors, and I was discussing electromechanical vehicles. Um, but yeah, so last night was a very amazing move for your Proterra Bus, and I'm not actually surprised why people were going gung ho on these things, because it looks like this is already the biggest winner, and they've got other while there are competition on other types, I do think that Proterra already has a leadership against the other competition. So they're saying that Proterra is better than Arrival, Hillian, and Nikola. And they've got production track record of more than 10 years, manufacturing capacity, full charging station. Indeed, Awesome10X believes in Proterra rather than the others. It's very well positioned for this huge TAM, and they've already got a lot of partners. And so with Proterra, it's just a keep for me. You can read more onto their own investor presentation to get really gung-ho with your Proterra. And then for those who don't have ACTC, you might want to actually enter if it ever gives a dip below $20, because usually these types of winners are 10x in nature, meaning 10 goes 100. So although that 10 to 100 doesn't happen in a year, it may happen in a decade. And so I want you to actually put this in your watch list if you don't have Proterra, aka ACTC. After I think the sorry guys, the internet connection has been a problem. But what I was saying was that I do believe in Proterra. I do believe that Proterra is a 10x name, and I do think that this is a company that already has a leg up amongst all the other electric vehicles in the long haul market. The only ones that I think that can beat Proterra would be somewhere in the fuel cell technology, guys, which is actually BLDP, Ballard, which is also a 10x name. It already has gone from about 7 and 10 initiation price. Right now, it's already trading at 35. So although we already have Proterra at about $10, $12, well, personally, I have it at $12.50. I think that ACTC would go higher to as high. I have the ACTCU and the ArcLight warrants. And so I do believe that it is poised to actually dominate. And if you have the Tesla of the buses, you are going to expect a 10x move in the next 10 years. And so if you feel that you don't have it and you want to FOMO into it, I'd say that the best case for you is to enter it somewhere in the $20 zone if you can enter it. If you can enter it. Now, for XPeng, I shared that for those who are in the know, we already like XPeng for quite a while. We entered it at 18 to 22, and then we also entered at 31. We also entered at 40 to 48. Currently, XPeng is trading at about $54 on the back of a 12.8 billion renminbi facility credit line. If you're aware, XPeng also actually had the share offering at $45. It was a $2 billion share sale. So what it tells you is that XPeng and NIO have all the cash in the world to also fight Tesla in this market share game. Granted, Tesla would have maybe 1 million, 2 million vehicles a year, but take note of this. XPeng and NIO are just selling somewhere in the zone of about 40,000 vehicles in a year. Can it expand to about 500,000 vehicles in a year in the next 5 years? In my view, the answer is yes. And what do you think would happen with the share prices once those things happen? Also 5 to 10x. And so if you still don't have these companies like XPeng, I think that you have been late, but you are not yet too late. You have to understand that people who sold here at about 60 and 48 or 50 are actually have bought it already at 37, 38. They have bought more at 45 and 48. And they're actually just going to hold on to this for a move went going straight to about where? Where will this go? 72 or even $100 in the next couple of months. We said that new technologies, which is EV scooters, is a winner. It goes in the realm of our RC Moto and FUV. But take note that Solo is also a winner. This is a company in Canada, electromechanical vehicles. Yes, it has gone straight from 2 to 14, fell back to about 6, and now rallying at 9. Although I haven't studied Solo yet, I am aware that Solo has a lot of fun vehicles, just similar to RC Moto and similar to the EV scooter market. The pricing point is at $10,000, and I believe that the market in the future would go voyeur to these electric buses, electric vehicles. And so I wouldn't mind if your positions have a huge bent on these EVs. We, Awesome10X, have a lot of electric vehicles ourselves. So I'm sorry about the internet connection. I know it's not that great, but we'll have to just bear with it so far. Please let me know your take on GILT. Unfortunately, I didn't study GILT, Gilat Satellite Networks. I haven't studied this name. It's gone from about, it's went from September till today. It's already breaking out of that $4 to $5 area. It's now trading at $7. There has been a lot of resistances here at about 8 and 9. I'm not aware of the company. What does it do? Gilat Satellite Networks. Take a look. The public company in Israel developing related equipment. It is in Tel Aviv. It's in Israel, a worldwide leader in technology solutions. They announced today that Globe Telecom is working. Okay, a Philippine company is working with them as well. Gilat, what's this? Gilat Satellite Networks. They declared $35 million. Globe awards Gilat a multi-million-dollar U.S. managed service. Globe Telecom awards a contract expansion. What is their financial statements? This Gilat. I'll take a look. A very fast look. Finviz.com. How big is the contract? It's $35 million, paving the path to a connected future. Get to know our global success stories. So they're working with Vodafone. They're working with a lot of telecoms. Basically, they're working with Globe in the Philippines. They're working with telecoms as a whole, no? So leading the future of satellite connectivity, GLAT is ready for 5G, boundless communications, air, land, and sea, to empower the service networks. Okay, so it's a little bit on the 5G secular trend, as you could see. Globe awards a multi-million-dollar U.S. managed service contract for significant expansion of cellular backhaul project. They're presenting at Needham Growth Conference, declared some dividends. I haven't studied it, but looks like it's a 5G related play. In terms of 5G, I know about an Israel company as well, which is Ceragon Network, CRNT. Take a look at this. This was an Awesome10X name idea. This one, we believe in it, studied already. At about $2.40 and about $3, I do think that this one is a winner. I haven't studied your pick, which is GILT. Probably will take a look at it. But definitely, this is a 5G related name that we have in our Awesome10X. Solo looks interesting, and also GVO for LNG and MU for 5G plays. We have a lot of 5G related plays. I didn't study Micron, but I'm aware of it. Like, of course, people like NVIDIA, people like Qualcomm. Micron has gone from about 48 to now 79. Looks like you have a winner here. I don't have it, but I think like the world is so huge anyway. You can hold on to your winner if you have it. And if you don't have it, it's not a time to chase. There are so many other all-time highs. In fact, if your portfolio is not hitting all-time high, probably something is wrong in your portfolio designation. You probably need to go to Awesome10X to help you out. Can we check the margin rating of all marginable stocks? Typically, SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, have a larger margin needed, but nothing wrong because the low risk, high reward of SPACs, especially if you know how to choose the right SPACs, would give you actually a very good reward. For instance, with ALAC example, which is Solar Max, I'm going to show you a few things. This has actually gone from about 11 to as high as 15, and I don't believe that it's going to stop. It could, it could go as high as $25 at the end of the day. So if you know what you don't, if you know what you own, then you actually have better risk reward with a lot of specs. FireEye and Palantir are also interesting. We have Palantir, FireEye. I know about FireEye, but I don't have it. So I guess that there are many people who are looking into cybersecurity names. FireEye here from about 12, now trading at 24. I suppose there was a contract announcement somewhere here at about $14. I know it is a cybersecurity play. But personally, we have CrowdStrike for our cybersecurity, which really went well. So we have it at about $100 here. Had a consolidation here, another breakout buy at about 150, and some people are already selling actually at about 233, even as it can go higher, all-time highs further at about 300. So there are some profit-taking moves for us on some cybersecurity. These are actually drones that have gone very strongly, about 2 to 10 already for AG Eagle. UAVs, unmanned drones. So these are actually drone-related sectors. UAVs. There was a rumor about working with Amazon, and of course, EH is flying vehicles. This one is in China. Went from about 8 to as high as 30 times 4 in just about two months. Yeah. There are a lot of winners. FuboTV actually had the news that they're gonna have a free to play gaming experience. Let me read that to you. FuboTV intends to launch free-to-play gaming experience this summer. You guys still there? I just wanted to know that my connection is there because I was blabbing a while ago, not knowing that my internet connection was nowhere. All right, so FuboTV announced more details of its online wagering strategy throughout the December 2020 acquisition of Balto Sports and its content automation software. The company is intending to launch a free-to-play gaming experience this summer. Free-to-play gaming, which is available to all consumers, whether or not they're Fubo TV subscribers. This will be launched in a standalone app for Fubo TV. They want to leverage the Victory and Balto acquisitions. Fubo wants to launch a sportsbook app. This is probably going to combat and fight Barstool Sports of Penn National Gaming. You've got to place a variety of wagers, cash in on winnings, much more across sports that they love. Finally, the company expects to integrate the sportsbook into Fubo TV's live TV streaming platform. For a seamless viewing and wagering experience, the company said in a statement, "We believe that online sports wagering is a highly complementary business to our sports-first live TV streaming platform," says David Gandler, the co-founder and CEO of Fubo TV. So our free-to-play gaming experience will be available to all consumers. I agree with this. Better ad monetization, better subscriber retention, and reduce subscriber acquisition costs. If you already own the channel, you might as well own the sports facility to enable these sports enthusiasts to make a bet. And so I'm not surprised that Fubo TV actually went 30% after that disclosure. I think that these sellers at 48 might actually become the first resistance, but I am not surprised if Fubo TV, if you've bought in last night at 32 or 36, maybe you're gonna sell it about 48. That will be about a 30% up move in the short term behind that news. I do believe that people who successfully bought at 25 or 28 might probably have added more at 36 on the back of that news. I agree with that news, and if you're a Fubo TV shareholder, congratulations to you. If you're not yet a shareholder, you might actually want to enter somewhere in the zone of 32 to 36 tonight. Take note that we have a lot of winners. Our Plant X Life is actually already trading at about somewhere in the zone of $2, right? So we have been looking at Plant X Life, also known as Vega, here at about $1. It's now trading 70% higher at about $1.70. That is in the OTC market. That is also Vega, which is also trading in Canada. Plant X Life is now trading 2.17 Canadian dollars. That was just here at about 125 when we featured it January 8th, if my memory is correct, around January 7 and 8 where we featured Plant X Life, the Canada's Amazon for plants. Speaking about plants, let us begin. Let's talk as well about Beyond Meat. I do believe that Beyond Meat here at about $120 is already trading at your support zones. So with this level of about 120, if you're a believer like us on plant meat, you might want to actually buy here at about 121 to 115, seeing that the risk is just $90, but the reward is somewhere in the zone of 170. Meaning, for a $30 risk, you're gonna hit about a $100 reward. I do think that is a good bet to make. Plus, even if it fell to 90, it's not as if we're gonna cut. We're actually gonna buy more, 120 and $90 for Beyond Meat. So these are some entities that are very good that I think that is important to get in. As for like questions on some other some other clean related names, I'm not aware of Givo, but congrats if you have it. What I do have is Xpeng, and I do have some Geely. We like Geely, BYD, 1211. We've got Xpeng, Neo, those types, Teslas. But yeah, so these types of things, I guess I'm late, it's $2 to $6 already. This is a 300% move. Congrats for those who have Givo. But the point is, you're never too late with so many companies that are actually great in the USA. So for instance, I shared in my Twitter channel, you're not late for companies like SOAC, SOAC. You're not late for companies like VCVCU. VCVCU is a SPAC that has some really good managers inside. These guys are actually the ones who invested in Spotify. You can actually check it out yourself. VCVCU. Their website is 10X Capital Partners, 10X Capital Ventures Acquisition. You can actually check it out yourself. We got in already, but I'm just really highlighting the kinds of companies that Awesome10X is highlighting for all the members and why they are all triple-digit winners. There's a question. Do you also recommend option calls to your Awesome10X members? We have clients that do options and warrants and calls. Could see it in our quick trades channel. Personally, I'm more on the stocks and the warrants, but yeah, we have, and I do leverage on stocks. However, some of our members have some buy call options on the stocks that we chose. So definitely, because we can choose like some long-term winners, like buy and make money while sleeping. It would be the same as buying Xpeng, the call option, versus Xpeng, the stock. So it's the same. Do you recommend to sell all Philippine stocks and switch to global stocks? It is up to you. If you ask me, the opportunities in the global are 10x in nature. I'm not kidding. These are actual testimonials that you are seeing here. So you should be responsible for your own money. You should do your own due diligence. We are happy investing globally, investing in electric vehicles, investing in wearables. Panasonic just released their VR prototype, investing in LiDARs. Of course, some of us believe in solar and sustainable energy and electric vehicles, and so we believe in Tesla. We believe in all the things that they also believe in. So battery makers, all these opportunities that are in front of you, recycling, biodegradable plastics, telehealth therapy. In fact, last night we were actually buying some HEC. We were buying the Michael Phelps pack and the Demi Lovato's pack. That would be Hudson Executive. So Hudson Executive is working with Talkspace. This is therapy for all. So the truth is, I think that there are so many potential 10x and actual 10x companies in the US. Sometimes in US, sometimes in Canada, sometimes in China. So I think that if you open your eyes in the world, it is correct to diversify globally, and it is really up to you on what you want to do with your money. Now, there's a question usually, if Proterra goes IPO, will the IPO price near the price of ACTC today? The SPAC is actually an invention that is actually better than the IPO. So example, like tonight, I think a firm might list. Usually in an IPO, the sad thing is that retailers like us, retail investors like us, do not have the shares as early as when they're listed. So if it's already 100% up tonight for a firm, how could you actually get a good risk-reward ratio? So usually a lot of retail investors voyeur into SPACs because you've got a good risk-reward, especially if you're doing a lot of your own due diligence as well. So Awesome10X does a lot of due diligence, and actually that is one of the reasons why a lot of our members truly believe that paying 15,800 pesos a year is nothing compared to the gains that they have. We're talking, guys, about gains in the realm of $100,000, $50,000, sometimes millions of dollars. And even if you, let's say, just open a $3,000 account, let me say to you that even our $3,000 accounts have gone at least $1,000 and more more than paying that 15,800 pesos a year. So if you're really thinking twice about whether getting the 15,800 promotional 2021 year, I say that while Awesome 10X will give you a lot of great companies for free, you've heard me say about them. But the point is, we have ACTC even before it rose. So we have a lot of SPACs even before they rose. We have a lot of IPOs even before they rose. So and even if actually for IPOs, it's very hard to really get them before they rise because you have to have institutional clients. It's very hard. Even if you're an institutional client, you don't really have allocation. So in the case of some IPOs, we are happy sometimes to get it on the first day or second day if it's still within our realm of 10x potential. But if it's already like 100% higher or 200% higher, and if we think that it's already priced for perfection, sometimes we don't chase anymore. So example, I'll tell you what, Airbnb was an awesome 10x idea, but because it's already trading at $150, we never chase it anymore. So we're willing to not wait it out. Xpeng is promising. Xpeng or Li Auto? We like Xpeng more than Li Auto. The answer is Xpeng. Is BTC selling off so bad or just a pullback? Will it affect big global exchanges? I think like with crypto, the 10x move has been done by many people already. And there's nothing wrong about it, except that you've got a lot of people who already are, they're already profit taking. They've sold at 40,000. They're probably going to sell at 35,000 or 32,000. Any rallies at $35,000 will still continue to be met with selling. How low can this go? I guess that the lowest could be about, maybe there's some support here about 28,000. But if it breaks down, then it goes further here at about 24 to 22,000. So in my view, I think that the best moves have already been done for this, unlike some SPACs that might actually have more leeway to go. So it doesn't mean that it's wrong. You can actually see if it falls near 22,000 or even at 25,000 below. If you want to enter, try to enter low. Yeah, so it's really about being early and being early in a secular trend. Assuming you got in at about 10,000, congrats. I guess that some of you are just holding on to your shares below 10,000, even those who got in at 4,000 or 5,000 areas here. So at the end of the day, it's not about whether Bitcoin is going to go 70,000 or 100,000. It's about you and how you're managing your exposure. So if you're entering without exposures, without any understanding of diversification, then you probably should lose money, right? So that you learn how to diversify, and you probably need to learn how to risk control and make secular trend investments rather than one night stands. All right, guys, thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Awesome 10X. Please don't forget to follow us here on our Thesis Trader profile. See how many companies and how many clients are happy. Take note, we mentioned always OSTK, right? Remember Overstock. We said that a crypto exposure is actually the T0 token, and the answer is the tokenization of Overstock. Token stock was up 60% last night. 16% last night, trading here at about $60. So if you're not aware of Overstock, probably take a look at OSTK. That is actually in a buying zone. There's a lot, guys. Let me just give you some freebies before I end. General Motors is trading at all-time highs as people realize that General Motors, which owns your Cruise and owns your Wuling Motors, and not just that, a lot of other 30 plus startup vehicles is actually in a potential uptrend with all those electric vehicle startups that they've invested that are actually 10x in nature. So there are some entry opportunities if Wuling Motors actually drops here below 250 all the way to $2 Hong Kong. Very many opportunities, guys. All it takes is for you to open an account globally, invest globally, and don't stop investing in the best companies in the best secular trends. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Meron pa ba? Okay na. Stop sharing.